right.
Super high speed and
Nice.
really nice when you nail it.
Alex is already low on ERS.
Yeah, that is quite an issue at Qatar actually. ERS is a big issue because you run out of ERS really quickly, so some people tend, in the slow speed sections when you're braking to not use ERS because when Alex comes across the line, he's actually going to run out of ERS, and that's really important down a long back straight, so some people tend to switch off their ERS throughout the lap so they can have enough to take them to the start-finish line.
Wow. Interesting strategies at play. We'll
Yeah.
see how they do it and in what ways they do it as we ride on board with Max here. I believe you've included your audio?
Yes, I
THCM.
have. Yes.
Okay, awesome. THCM. Original poll, but I think we all know who we're waiting for here as he heads to the final couple corners. Eric. This is going to be it. This should be an easy provisional poll for Eric, and I think we'll wrap it up quickly, and then we can just call it a day.
Oh no. Well, let's see what you can do up plus
Hey!
line. just 1.6 seconds faster. Actually no 1.5, sorry, my maths is wrong. Or wait. Either way if my maths is wrong please. But yeah, Eric P1. Honestly, I was expecting maybe 2 seconds. I'm not that impressed with the lap.
Yeah, same. I mean, it's just we'll see what Grimmy can do. Maybe he can make up. Oh, commentator cursed him. He invalidates right as we hit their
As
resurrection
Resurrection's
in the
out.
pits. In the pits.
I think
Interesting.
I think that's because he's reserving, so of course reserves cannot do laps.
Reserves can qualify. I got clearance on that. Reserves can qualify because it's no longer realistic performance. So his max was P8. But maybe he just didn't feel like doing laps, or maybe he's wanted to start at the back, or maybe he has a qualifying day. Who knows? Either way, he's out of qualifying.
Grimmy got blocked on his lap, he got impeded, and now he's gonna have to abort that lap and come into the pit lane, so...
Well,
I'm sure he won't be happy about that. Oh, did he? Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Well, getting blocked and invalidating, so... Not a good first lap at all there for Grimmy. Coming into the pit lane now, but I feel like if Eric, looking at that lap, I mean, if he's gonna have any competition, it must be his teammate Grimmy, or... Is Nick racing? No, he's not. Nick is not racing, so...
Oh, wow.
Nick was probably his biggest competitor, from the full-time drivers, so... yeah, the Haas boys once again doing well, by the way. They're always really close on pace, Robert and THC, just 20 milliseconds separating the pair of them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this goes. I think what has to be said is that the pit lane entrance. First of all, the first time I ever had to go into the pit lane in an open lobby in this game on this track, I was shitting myself because I didn't know where the pit lane. I didn't know where the line was.
Yeah.
I thought it was on the entrance, but no, it's a very long pit lane entrance. So we'll see how aggressive cars be when they're entering the pit lane. There's a lot of time to be gained, especially if you're going slow.
Yeah, and speaking of pit lanes, the tire wear will play a big factor here. Of course, in real life, we had 4 punctures in the race in 2021, so tire wear is really tough around the circuit, especially in sprint races. That's really interesting, because sometimes I've seen people go softs in the sprint and they have a puncture, so I think everyone will try and not risk it and go on to mediums for the sprint, and then for the race. Even the medium-hard strategy sometimes does not work and you get a puncture. That's how high the tire wear is, which might lead you to need to do a medium-hard, or a medium-hard soft, so tire wear is brutal around the circuit, and it will, really, play the race here.
Could a two-stop work here today?
What?
Could a two-stop work here today? Do you think that's possible? Just straight two-stop?
It's not the fastest strategy, but if you get a puncture on the one stop, it will definitely be. It's a tricky one around Qatar. It's really on edge for tire wear. Of course, these people will have better setups than what they did at the start of the F1 game, so They could also set themselves up for good tyre wear, but honestly, yeah, punctures are really difficult around this track, and if we see anyone going softs in the sprint, I would kind of be concerned for their tyre life by the end of a race.
Yeah, 16 corners, 10 to the right and 6 to the left. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a tough circuit. There's one big braking zone, if that, if you want to count turn 1 as a big braking zone. There's also the hairpin in the first sector, I believe, at the end of the first sector, start of the second sector. Those are the only ones that you could argue are hard braking zones, and even then, you're not going below, what, third gear? So,
yeah,
I mean, it's a tough circuit. Fuel, I've heard 4 laps over from people that I race. Oh my God, Chud's weaving as on the racing line as there's a car coming. I believe that is Grimmy, who is on a lap.
a good lap there from Chud's.
Chud's, yeah, riding on board with him for a bit. He goes 200s quicker than THC, and Grimmy's purple sector 1. I don't believe that really, but we'll have to see how it goes. He's very early on throttle, very trying to roll on. He does get through now. Can he just go balls to the wall?
Through there.
Whew. I mean, if you've ever seen the meme from George Russell at Magello, and he's just saying flat round here, flat round here, that is this circuit. As we head
teammate gets out of the way quite nicely. This is my favourite part of the track. Flat, tiny bit of lift, back onto the power, and then really satisfying corner, really small braking. Could have even not braked at all there and made the corner. Final corner, back onto the power as early as you can. Could have even taken a lot more curve there. He's not really pushing the limits of the track just yet, but it still looks like a very clean lap, and it will put him in P2 on a 121.1. Nobody except from Eric managing to get into the 120s just yet.
Speaking of good laps, speaking of Eric as well, he's starting his lap now, and I'm surprised he wasn't going earlier. Maybe he just wanted to try and set up the lap as much as he wanted to. I'm surprised he didn't want to get a slipstream from his teammate down the main straight. That could have helped, but I guess it's Eric. He still has a 8/10 gap from pole to P2, so I don't think he needs it. Either way, he is flying now as we head through Sector 1. This is just going to be a beautiful lap, isn't it?
Yeah, using just all of the curb, you can see how much of the limit he is to track limits. Look at that, just a millimetre more and he would have been out of the track limits, back into the power as early as you like. Now this traffic is going to be really interesting here. Hopefully they don't get into the way. Back into the power, I'm assuming all over the green stuff. There we go.
No.
Flat through here, or actually no, he's not. He's invalidated.
In the corner before the exit of the right-hander. It's a tough right-hander. It's a prolongated corner, and you're just having to hope the cars and the tires don't slide through. I think he just took a little bit too much. I don't know if the tires were sliding yet. I think he just took a little bit too much, and I think he knows it. Don't think he has the fuel, but he definitely doesn't have the ERS. So it should be boxing now.
Yeah. So, I mean, Eric, obviously, he's super washed. I mean, he can't even get a second lap on the board, so you might as well just hand the championship over to Nick right now. But anyway, we have a few people on a lap, actually. We have Mayhem, who's actually backed off. He's invalidated. Max, he's also invalidated and backed off. Where if he's on a lap, he's actually just coming through now to the final corner, which is a really interesting one. You just rake a slight bit and then back onto the throttle as soon as you can. So many of these corners were so hard and just unpredictable, and you really have to judge it correctly. As he's actually, he just didn't improve. I think
the ERS, he ran out of deploy right at the end. And I think that's what hindered his lap there.
Yeah, for sure. And we have Paul. He's on a lap as well.
Oh, there's a Red Bull in the gravel. That's Dion.
Dion, in the gravel.
Focusing on Paul, though. He's asked his teammates back there. He's at 54-1 middle sector. It says purple. I don't believe it, though. As we head now, oh my God, the grip. I think final run of qualifying, you'll see.
Oh, he spun! Oh, that was really close to a spin.
I was saying, you'll see it should be flat through those corners and all of them, but wow. All with a save and a half there. His car just went as he's used all his deploy. That should not really be too good of a lap. I think top 5. No, P13.
Still P13. Wow. I mean, That's like a 6/10 loss there. Still, that's not a bad lap at all, considering that lack. But yeah, I think you were just saying how much grip he had when he did that. So that's, I think, a second commentator's curse tonight.
Yeah, woo, Matt82 Ghost probably not happy with the way the McLaren and his teammate are trying to let him through. He had to thread the needle between them as Ghost not taking any risk through there. He's really not using everything off the track. He's not taking enough speed through the corners. So maybe he's just trying to focus on staying on track as now we head through this corner. This is how you know whether a car is really trying to push the limits, and he's not. You can see he's really trying to just keep it on track because he's not using all the curb on the exits. He's not taking enough speed as we head through here. Beautiful mid-corner rotation as we now head through Sector 2. At the end of the line, this probably will say purple, and it does not, so it is right. 54.2, 3/10 up. This would put him P10, around there, actually around P12, as we now head through the final couple corners. It's a beautiful one now. Oh, now he's using all the curb. There's a Ferrari! There's a Ferrari! He doesn't block like Sainz did to Gasly those many times in Canada. No. Ghost has a huge moment now as the DRS flies open as we now head up to the line. He is going to get slipstream. Maybe that'll help as his deploy's been used fully up to the line P14. Again, I think the deploy being used is really hindering these drivers.
There was a lot more time in that lap from Ghost. I think a few corners he pushed it to the limits, a few not, and he had that mistake out of the final corner, so a lot of time left on the table there for Ghost, which could either be a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest, if he has enough time to get onto his final run.
As we see, Grimmy, I believe, goes... No, who did I just see? Right, I think Alex just went P4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Alex, the Alpine, you could see crossing the line right there. Eric now starting his lap, but before we get back to Eric, I think
so
with this track and the way that it's designed, the way that you have to take it, as you see Eric doing Eric things, there's such little time if you set a good banker lap, because at the end of the day, it's all flat. You're not gaining through traction zones, you're not gaining through braking zones. Most of it is high-speed corners, and unless you're missing apexes on your banker lap, you're not gaining 5/10 that you may gain on a different track from a banker lap. So it'll be minuscule margins, and if you're Eric, it's huge margins, because you're just like that. And yeah, I mean, I'm speechless now. Look at this lap. Look at this. Just look at the grip.
I'm just, wow. I mean, look at the track commentary. He's just pushing it to the limit. 1.5 tenths up. Honestly, I'm just 3/10 up now. Oh my god. He's gonna get into the 119s here. He's
flat. I told you he would be flat. Oh my god.
Wow.
He's not even braking.
The brakes. Oh, that's amazing.
Flat round here.
Oh,
flat round here.
Back onto the power as early as you like. Oh, brilliant stuff. Eric, what a good lap. Sadly, he was
very early though.
Yeah, but that's still
almost into the 19s.
Nearly into the 119s. Nearly.
8/10
What a
improvement.
good lap.
Sorry,
I think he has enough fuel to do another lap. I think he has enough fuel for another lap. Yeah, that's actually a good point. It's going to be really bad.
Well, Robert Gillen goes P2. At some point, Robert Gillen I think he just went P2 right now. That's a beautiful lap from Robert Gillen. Grimmy's on an out lap. Alex is in the pits. Yeah, so Alex is not getting another round of qualifying. Pilecki is out now. No, he's boxing. So Flecky's qualifying. He's done. Yeah. He goes barely faster than Chuds. It's a very close field. Look at that, from P4 down to P8.
Oh, THC P4.
It's about a 10th. Yeah, THC goes P4, but P4 to P... Oh, sorry. Now that's P5 down into around... I'll give it around P10, P9. It's about 2-3/10. So this is a close field now. Chuds is on an out lap. THC obviously on an in lap. Grimmy on the out lap. He's heading to start his final lap. Wraith is on an out lap. Chud's on an out lap. Misfit invalidated. Alec looks like he can prepare for another. Maybe he has the fuel. If he does, Max invalidates. Don't know if that was a real lap. Ryald's on an out lap. Ghost is 2/10 down. Steve. Well, I believe he just improved, but it's only P18, so we'll go back to Grimmy.
Ghost he spun on nearly into the wall. Took way too much curb. Luckily, he's managed to keep out of the wall and keep it going. Steve's improving by 5/10, but he's got no ERS, and I think that's going to be P18 for him here in quali.
I mean, if it is, we'll see how that goes for Steve, but either way, Grimmy,
It's a
a
battle.
tenth
It's a
up.
battle between Grimmy and
Oh,
Robert here.
he almost went
I
wide.
nearly thought that was an invalidation there.
I think Grimmy's got it. I think Grimmy's got P2 locked in. He just needs to keep it on track. And you can see he's not taking
Yeah.
as much curb through the corners and not taking as much speed through the corners. He doesn't want to get too far and invalidate. He is pushing like crazy, though. And now he's trying to shorten every run to every corner. Trying to take the apex here. Flat. Flat. Flat again? Balls to the wall. Oh my god. Will this be breaking through here? Yes, it is. Very slightly. And just beautiful. Beautiful. You've got Vice moaning as we now head into the final corner. Now as we head up to the line, the deploy will be used as the DRS flies open. Vice, I think could be it.
Yeah, I think it's P2. It is.
Into the 20s.
Oh, that's a
Only
big
2 cars in
improvement
the
as
20s.
well.
Oh, Wraith goes P4. Split
Wow,
into 2 Haas's.
That's a surprise there, to be honest, from Rafe, as actually the 2 Haas cars in the end, dropping a few places. Chuds up across the line. Is he
very early. It doesn't look like it's going to be too much of an improvement unless I am making a mess of it. He goes P4. He splits the Haas and the Williams. I was wrong. It didn't look like he was improving on this track. Yeah, I mean, looks like he went from a midfield driver to fighting for a podium.
Yeah,
the Haas as well.
Thinking, yeah.
I mean, I compared Robert Gillen to Nico Hulkenberg, I believe the last time I commentated, and I would say he delivered on that in a way. And we'll see if Robert, he qualified P2 2 rounds ago, can he do it again? And maybe from P3, fight for a podium here. It'll be interesting with no Nick LM and no, well, Alec. I would say, it's not no Alec, but P12 for the second Williams car. What is he doing?
Yeah, that was actually, Alec is a really fast driver. He was actually battling Eric for the win, so I'm surprised with Alec. He's obviously lost his pace. Domination from McLaren, but even more domination from Eric with P1. Grimmy P2, Robert P3 in the Haas, Chuds P4 finding him and Robert, to be fair, finding a lot of pace from the midfield up here at the top. Rafe in 5th, THC in 6th, Alex in 7th, Lexi in 8th, Kayamba in 9th, Robbie in 10th, Misfit 11th, Alec with quite a bit of a loss of pace, 2 seconds off of Eric in P12, Max P13, Mayhem in 14th, Ghost in 15th, Lacey in 16th, Paul in 17th, Stephen 18th, Dion in 19th, and Resurrection for only one not to set a lap in 20th, and Dion nearly 5 seconds off of Eric's lap. It was a monstrous lap. As we head into the sprint race, if anyone goes on the softs, I would really be wondering about for tyre wear here, as I think we will have a 3-minute break.
Yeah, I'm
5
wondering
minutes.
if the 107% rule would apply to Dion here with Eric, but we don't have to worry about that here in FGR. But either way, I think I have an explanation for why Alec wasn't at the front. He did effectively one run, and it was the first run, and then that second tire run he invalidated it, and then he didn't go again, so he only used 2 tires, and at the end of the day he didn't use that second set of tires. So maybe he's trying to save the set of sauce for the sprint. Yeah, we know he loves a weird strategy. Soft medium in Mexico, medium soft in Zandvoort. He's an interesting driver.
He's aggressive with his tires. Yeah. He's aggressive with his tires. He doesn't really like going on to harder compounds. At a track like Qatar, it's going to be really interesting. As actually,
oh wow, what?
That's not a 5-minute break. I think someone's accidentally went early, which might lead to a lobby restart, or we just might get going with the sprint, because that was definitely not a 5-minute break.
Straight into the sprint, yeah. They're saying straight into the sprint. So, Eric,
hards.
I wonder.
We'll see.
What?
Yeah, so the tire was that punishing, but Misfit thinks he needs to go on to hards. Only problem with that is
maybe he wants a medium for the race.
Misfit's not going to have any new hards. Misfit's not going to have any new hards for the main race. So medium,
soft, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Or he went for a harder comp, or maybe. I mean, how many runs did he do in qualifying is the question. Because then we could, I wouldn't be able to tell. Maybe I would be. Well, we gotta check in. We gotta check in. I would not be able to check, no. But either way, unless I can make highlights mid-stream, I think I can. I think I used to be able to. But yeah, I don't know how to do that now. But either way, I'm Oh God.
I think here, yeah, I don't think anyone's risking a puncture here. I think
You sent
Misfits
me an
went
invite.
extreme on the hard. I don't think we'll have a lobby restart.
Yeah, we love when the race director glitch comes in.
Yeah. But, yeah, no lobby restart. No one's gonna risk a puncture. The pretty much the only interesting thing here, if I can point out, is Misfit on the hards. I mean, that's absolutely insane, to be honest.
I mean, I genuinely the only thing I can think of is either he went for a harder tire allocation, so he will still have hards in
Oh,
the
yeah.
race,
Yeah, fair
or
enough.
he's just it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It genuinely just does not make sense to me.
Yeah, unless you went for a harder allocation, that would make sense considering it is Qatar. But
Maybe a
yeah,
medium medium soft, or a soft medium medium in the race.
or he
Does he
could
have the
just have
pace
another
to make
set of
that two stop
hearts.
up? Yeah, or that.
But it's gonna be an interesting one here. As Eric's saying, he's come to love this track. Well, quite obvious, to be honest, with that
Who's this?
pace.
The Alfa Romeo. Chuds just drives past the leaders. He wants to get into his position first. Oh my God, Robert Gillen went far. Robert Gillen
Yeah,
absolutely whiffed.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're now heading on to the start of the race. Ben, Robert, and Flexi jumping for starting positions. Will anyone else do so? Dion has. Everyone else has lined up perfectly though as we head to the start of the race. Eric on pole position, Grimmy alongside. And the Qatar sprint is underway as we had quite a long hold there, but Eric off to a good start. Grimmy in P2, Robert in P3. With all of them retaining the places going into turn 1. We're trying to go round the outside of Chuds going into turn 1. Can he make the move stick? Oh, it's going to be really tight as we're battling in the background as well. Oh, contact!
Oh my God, no!
Oh, Werf nearly spins round as that's out. She's out
What?
as Robbie's gone off the track. As that is caution. I think that's a virtual safety car or maybe even
Full safety car,
full safety car.
Safety car is out. Robert had a good start. He went deep into turn 1, hit Grimmy. I think Grimmy had to save the car. And it was Wraith fighting with Chuds. You saw how Wraith just kind of missed his apex. And Chuds, they made contact, and Wraith had a moment. He lost the position to Kayemba. But I don't know what happened to THC.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this
same.
is just a sprint.
Yeah, I think, yeah, so of course the start pretty well summed up. I think Werf also took way too much curb. Good car control there if he didn't fully spin it round, and he is now in P6, but yeah, biggest question here is what on earth happened to THC. Might have been something with Robbie, considering Robbie also lost places and he was spinning round. But yeah, what a bizarre start, eh? As Eric, even though we're only under safety car already, wants to pull out a second gap to Grimmy. But yeah, that quite interesting there.
Yeah, a bit of a crazy start here in the sprint, and we still have a good amount of laps to go. I believe no one should be boxing unless they have damage. So yeah, I can't imagine. Maybe someone goes for a soft. It'd be a hard stint, and I think it should be in next lap. So we would see end of lap 3, then you would have 7 laps of racing. So can the softs do 7 laps? And is it worth it? Maybe if you're at the back, maybe if you're a Robbie at the back, maybe then it makes sense. Because
I would say so. Yeah, I would say actually that's a good show. I think softs, by the time the safety car comes in, I think softs would make it to the end. It's just that, yeah, I mean, it is a good show, especially when you've got nothing to lose right at the back. As Chud's, I haven't looked at the chat in a while, but Chud's saying Peter Griffin got kicked. I think he's referring to Big Mike getting kicked. So that is confirmation he did get kicked. Where is it? Mayhem's passed. Lazy, but he's let him back by again. But yeah, now I'm really interested to see Misfit's pace in like those final 2 laps maybe. It's bizarre seeing hards in the sprint race. It's something you never see at all. You've never seen it in real life F1. Nobody's used hard compound tires in a real life F1 sprint, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. That But let's look at the... Yeah? Go on.
Looking down the field, I just wanted to mention, in a league race yesterday, the way you burn fuel is by using some gas, or throttle, and using the brakes. And this brake temp also warms the tires. So you can keep your tires at around optimal level without weaving, doing anything. It still wears the tires, of course, but either way, it's so great for tire temp. And I only see a couple of drivers doing it. So I'm wondering, and Grimmy's one of the ones who's not doing it, so I'm wondering, Eric's gonna have beautiful tire temp, and Grimmy just won't. So I think this will be a great restart from Eric, and you'll see Grimmy fall away. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that is a good strategy there for burning fuel and for keeping tires into temperature. Don't weave around. All you have to do is just mash on the brake pedal, and as you can see here from the telemetry Grimmy doing, mashing on the brake pedal and just putting on a slight bit, mashing on the throttle pedal, sorry, and just putting in a slight bit of braking input.
And there's Steve.
I think he just wanted to stay out.
It is a soft compound tire.
He just wanted to stay out a lap longer so he could get fresher softs when the restart comes. That's actually smarter than I would have ever thought, so yeah. Good strat there from Steve.
Hopefully he knows to take care of them here on the safety car restart. In my opinion, don't even warm them. Like, don't worry about warming them. It's the softs. At this track here in Qatar, they're going to warm by themselves. So don't even worry about warming them. Don't worry about getting the tire wear. You need this grip. You need everything. So just take it as slow as possible. Don't use too much of the grip. And I think he knows. Yeah,
for sure. As biggest gainer from the sprint race is a tie between 3 people. We have Kayamba and Lacey both gaining 4 places, and Alec also gaining 4 places. Hopefully trying to redeem himself. As I think for the sprint race, top 10 scores points in FGR. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's...
I believe it's top 10, yeah.
Yeah, and Ven Race is top 15. I think that was a change for this season. Max has also gained 3 places, and Resurrection has also gained 4, so quite a few people gaining 4 places. Alex has lost 2 places, Ariel's lost 8, probably with that incident with THC, who is our only DNF at the moment. As the safety car should be coming in this lap, which would lead us onto lap 4, which would give us 7 laps to go. I think Steve will be able to do 7 laps on those softs, so it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on him, as a lot of people actually going off the track there warming up their tyres. Maybe getting a bit caught out, but yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we'll see.
Eric using that tactic.
Yeah, Eric should have the best tires for this restart. I don't think Grimmy will. I think this will be the easiest restart of Eric's life, even with the kilometer-long straight, as you talked about. No DRS, and I just don't think it'll matter. I think Eric, as we know, will just pull away. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone, yeah.
Why was Grimmy weaving? No one knows.
He's gotten a second already. Wow. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Perfectly timed. You saw Grimmy weaving. This was shades of Portugal, I believe. Bottas caught Hamilton out when Hamilton was weaving back in 2021.
Oh, down the inside goes Alec. Oh, sorry for cutting you off there. Nearly had contact with Lexi.
Oh, good. I mean, we have a helicopter shot now, and beautiful, as Grimmy's still falling away. Not too many close battles. Alec, very close. I don't think he'll be going for anything, as we see alongside is the Alpines with Misfit, as we're talking about, on the hard compound tires, and Steve's still not able to make any positions up. And yeah, heading into this corner, he has to go defensive, and he will be attacking to defend into the Merc up the inside. And he can't get the grip, but it's the Red Bull maybe down the inside. No one's able to do anything now, and it's Steve still stuck in last.
And Misfit is on the hards doing a good job at the moment, as Lazy's already gotten a 3-second time penalty. Track limits
and Grimmy's 2 seconds back.
As honestly, that is expected as Ghost. Oh, Ghost has spun. He's had
and so has Paul.
And is that a collision between the 2 Aston Martins, maybe? As actually, I think Paul is slowing down. Yeah, I think Paul is letting him through.
He has no front left end plate. His front left end plate is gone.
I think Paul might have let Ghost through there as an apology, maybe, for causing an incident. That's just speculation, but something like that might have happened as Chud's was on the attack on Robert.
Lots of ERS used.
Oh, he just doesn't have the speed.
Alex going down the outside, and it's very close between Alec Kayamba and Flecky now. Alex going down the inside. Sorry, down the outside, and it's very close between Alec Kayamba and Flecky now.
Alec is finding his feet again in this race, showing the true pace of his Williams and himself, as Dion has picked up a 3-second time penalty and has been passed by Steve for P16. Oh, Alec! Oh no, he spun! Oh, live on board, tire out! Oh my goodness me. Alec is out, and you could see that coming. You could see that coming. I think he broke for the corner, but he just never really got onto the throttle. He never let off of the throttle that well, so he broke for the corner as usual, but he never really let off the throttle that much, and I mean, he was pushing to the absolute limits, and he went over the limit there, tried to stay on the throttle for too long while he started braking, spins round, and crashed into the wall, live on board as well, which is always interesting to see. But yeah, I was just... that's like a third commentator's curse from us tonight. I was just saying how Alec was redeeming himself after qualifying, and he's just crashed into the wall.
Grimmy's in.
Oh, that was a play there. Yeah, they usually do that drivers because they usually do that.
Look, Alex is in. So
yeah, you might as well go for it.
The mediums, he goes on the softs. So Misfit, I was about to say Misfit, that's huge, that's really going to put him out of the points now. But Misfit, P9 on the hards, all these safety cars are not helping him whatsoever, and Steve will move up into P14. The Ferrari on the softs is helping him out, as Paul obviously has to box and change the front wing anyway. So we'll see how this goes.
Safety cars. Is there really any point of boxing onto softs when your mediums will easily make it to the end?
That's a good point.
That's a lot of positions lost from Alex as well, so... yeah, let's see. He might gain places, but he's also not got a lot of laps to do it, so... interesting one there. But yeah, Alec out of the race leaves Eric even more calm in the front of the championship order.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Alec obviously is going to start P19. I mean, ideally this would be pit lane starts for them in real life. Or maybe if they got the car fixed it wouldn't be. But either way, Eric still leading, and I assume, he's doing the same thing. And we'll see, maybe Grimmy, if you're listening, do the same thing as Eric. Get the tires, if you want to get the tires ready, you want to burn some fuel maybe, as you have all these safety cars, get on throttle, use a bit of the brake, try and get those tires in a good window so you can stay with Eric and make sure on a safety car restart you can't be weaving when the safety car's in the pit lane. You just can't. You're just gonna get caught out. Or maybe this is what Grimmy's contract says. Who knows? Number 2 driver.
Yeah.
Barakello.
Oh no. Oh, Grimmy's gonna be angry if he hears that. But he is actually using the strat.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Something like that. It depends what you want to do. You can go, if you want to just do it every once in a while, you can go heavier on brake and just do it a little bit less.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just depends on what your preference is.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at the track map, this is probably the most interesting track map from all of them.
It looks like a duck's feet.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting track map. I think my favourite is Las Vegas with the upside down pig. But yeah. So quite interesting tracks added to F1 23. But yeah then, so the top 5 has actually stayed the same from the start, which is interesting to see, and I mean, this dominance we're seeing from Eric here, it's just absolutely insane. It's like it's even better than Max in real life. I mean, I know Max got screwed up with the strategy at the start of the Netherlands GP.
I haven't watched it today. I haven't finished it. I've not finished it.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. It was a banger of a race. I'll say the only thing I'll say is it is probably the best race of 2022 and 2023 so far.
Oh, beautiful. I didn't think Zandvoort would be a great race, but I guess the rain really pronounces the ability of that track. It's just a beautiful track.
It was an insane race.
It's good. I think I'm only 20 laps in. Safety car I think where I left off was the safety car went in. I had to come here and make some notes and...
Yeah. Who's your prediction for the race win in Zandvoort in real life?
Got Verstappen, right?
Yeah.
Like it was ridiculous because like Crofty was talking about, oh yeah, why didn't they give Checo the preferred strat? I was like, Verstappen caught 9 seconds in 5 laps.
Yeah.
Why do you think that they did that? They didn't want to deal with the headache of telling Checo to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Instead, they just undercut him. Yeah, so he probably won. Who knows? I can't wait to see what happens there. But either way, we are here in the sprint. 4 laps of racing. When we cross the line, it will be 3. So the people on the softs, this really hasn't helped them. And you're right, very much so. That Alex is it's just kind of a why. Is it Grimmy's gone out again?
And
this
he's gonna get the
wow.
second again, maybe on the back straight.
Wow,
ridiculous.
So, nice one, Eric. Nice one. You're just ruining things for us. That's great.
Bye,
Good
Eric. See you next week.
As Resurrection down the inside. Oh, look at this. Rice, take it away. Look at that. It's Mayhem trying to get through.
Oh, but Lacey had the way better traction on the outside. Got to power way earlier. Steve and Robbie going side by side. Steve goes off the track, trying to take advantage of both softs, but just stays behind for the moment. Alex close to Dion. We can expect a move happening any moment, as Chud's also quite close to Robert. It's going to be really interesting to see the battle between the McLaren, Haas and Alfa Romeo there for P2. As where we go, Alex, way better traction with Dion, and he has overtaken him, as also Mayhem and Resurrection still battling it out.
I wonder if, oh no, never mind, it's happened anyway. I was wondering if Paul Pitty would be let through by his teammate, because I know they're at the back, but still, you're on the soft line. Oh, wow! Dion, what are you doing? You have to leave the space. All the time you have to leave the space. As Grimmy, 2 seconds back, he's going a bit wide. The only thing he can't do here is get a 3-second time penalty. That's the one thing you can't do if you're Grimmy, and you just need to keep it on track. Robert Gillen, still P3, and Chud's P4. Wraith, doing a good job in P5, and Flecky, doing a great job. Oh, he Wraith!
Oh my goodness.
He loses the position to Flecky.
No damage, though. That's a big save there. But yeah, no damage, but he has lost 2 places. It reminds me of, I think, Vettel in Hungary, but Vettel did a...
Hungary, yeah.
Yeah, he did a 360 spin before hitting the wall and getting no damage, but crazy there. Steve on the softs, gaining another place then. Oh, but Alex all the way around the outside, still trying to keep his foot in. But Steve gets the place on Alex, and... Oh, that's a spin! I think that's a spin. Oh, when I was going through the onboards, oh, nearly a spin again from Mayhem. I think
who is it?
That's Max in the wall. As Max has
and he's retired on track.
I think he's rage quit.
He's rage quit from the sprint. Robert Gillen's been dropped by a second to Grimmy.
As Mayhem, by the way,
Chud's behind.
Mayhem was sliding all over the track for, I think, 2 or 3 corners there. And then we had Max in the wall. I did definitely see someone sliding or something. I'm not sure which of the 2 of them it was. But Max is out of the race, slid into the wall, and a crash. Mayhem looking a bit slippery. Steve's gaining places on his softs, and Misfit is getting put under pressure from Resurrection. And Grimmy is pulling out a gap to Robert for P3 as Eric sets us off to the final lap, as nobody will actually get DRS. The only time we'll get DRS is to the run up to the line, as Resurrection from last is now in 10th. As also...
I think Chuds is waiting for that run to the line on the final lap. I think if Grimmy can keep pulling, because it seems like in the middle sector Grimmy's actually pulling away. And by the way, Grimmy's light is flashing, so this could mean that Robert might get him. Robert could be pulling a masterclass here on ERS. We'll have to stay with this and see what happens. Flecky 2.2 seconds back, and Mad trying to get through the Wraith. Just trying. He just fails. There's Misfit sitting in P8. He's a bit of a train there. And yeah, Alex, I mean, there's not too many close battles. I mean, there are many close battles. Grimmy 4 seconds back now. I'm interested in this battle for P2.
As Paul has just overtaken Steve as well. Alex going off the track way too early on the power. He's now lost places. But I think, as you say, it's going to be really interesting, this run up to the line for P2. But I think most battles have died down a bit, but Resurrection, Misfit and Lacey are still in a massive battle. And then these people at the back, Paul gaining on Ariel, he's going to want to try and overtake him here. But I think just Robert, here for the final, we just need to see up across the line. Eric, no surprises, wins the race. Oh, Grimmy's went off the track. That could compromise him. Grimmy's went off the track.
Robert's not using ERS.
But he's actually,
Yeah, I think he's given up.
Lazy spun, Lazy's gate, losing places. 1-2 for McLaren, Robert, P3, Chuds, P4, nothing changed there then between the pair of them. Flexing Kayamba getting past Rare, who's in 7th, Misfit.
There's a battle to the line! Pity gets it P9! Woo. P9, Robbie falls to P10, Misfit P11, Alex P12. It's a huge... What just happened there? It was a battle to the line between 3 cars. And wow. I think the 3-second penalties went into play there.
I never actually got to catch that, so... remember, guys, also Nova is streaming this race, so if I don't catch anything, make sure to go over to his Twitch to check out anything that I've missed. But Eric then P1, 1-2 for McLaren, Grimmy P2, Robert P3, Chuds in P4, Flexing, Kayamba in 5th and 6th, gaining places on Werf, who loses 2 places in the end in 7th. Resurrection from last up to 8th, my driver of the sprint. And then we have Paul in P9 with a photo finish against Robbie in P10, then Misfit on the hards P11, so honestly not that bad, but just misses out on scoring a point. Alex in P12, Steve in P13 with a nice scrap on those softs, Mayhem 14th, Ghost P15, Dion in 16th, Lazy spinning out on the final lap in last of the running order, Max, Alec and THC all crashing, and we had 2 safety cars in that race. I just managed to get to the end of the instance list in case the stewards need to see that list.
Don't worry if you didn't, I did as well, so we're good on
great.
That. Top 4 remain unchanged.
Yeah. As now we have a 5-minute break before we go into the main race, and I think you can see people boxing in the sprint, Misfit going onto the hards, nobody daring to start on the softs. You just know the tire wears bad around this track. So in a full 50% race, it's going to be really interesting to see how things pan out here at Villa Sales Circuit. But yeah, guys, since we have a break, make sure to grab some popcorn, grab a snack or something like that, because it's gonna be a good one here. As I'll just go for a bit, and then we will get going with the race.
And yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm interested to know what kind of tire strategy it'll be. I wonder if Misfit will go for the medium soft, or maybe a soft medium. Maybe even a soft medium, who knows? I don't think a soft medium will get him to the end though. And yeah, we'll see if he has the pace even to get it down. I think the hards were definitely the wrong tire to go on in the sprint, but nevertheless, still got a chance here today to do something worth their time. I wonder if Eric will just run away with it. I mean, we looked in the sprint, it was 4 seconds and 4 laps. 3 laps, actually. It was 4 seconds and 3 laps. So, yeah, I can only imagine he wins by 30 seconds, boxes on the final lap for fastest lap, and all that jazz. So, yeah, looks like it'll be a Verstappen in Austria kind of thing. Yeah, good point, Mel. If there was no safety car, maybe the hard would have been decent. So we'll see. I think there will be a lot of safety cars here today in this Grand Prix, but who knows? Maybe they can keep it clean. You would think there wouldn't be with how far away the walls are. You would think that there wouldn't be, but I believe it's on standard safety cars, so even a front wing on the track would be a safety car. And realistically, I believe that's real, because if there's a safety car on the track, on a track like this, the marshal posts are so far away, you kind of have to throw a safety car out there. So maybe that's a thought to think of for other leagues that run reduced. Who knows?
Guess who's back? Back again.
Back again.
Well then, I think we just have a few more minutes. But yeah, it's gonna be a really exciting one. But I think one thing is for sure here, Eric will win. But I mean, who knows? Something could happen just like in Las Vegas when he crashed, but he's just looking unstoppable at the moment, so it's going to be quite hard for somebody to, yeah, beat him. But, if there is someone who will beat him, it will be Grimmy for sure.
Yeah, I just think Grimmy's been a bit of a Barrichello this whole season. It hasn't been the season he would have wanted. It's kind of like a Valtteri Bottas title challenge, even though Bottas, I would say Bottas' title challenge has lasted longer than this. So I would maybe call him more of a Checo at this point, I think. There's
Yeah.
not really anything he can do. He's pretty much just fighting for scraps, which is P2 at this point. It's a formality. They'll win here today, and it's just that's kind of just how it is at this point. And if we look at the calendar, just wanting to know, it's a 26-point gap right now. I would say he would win it at the end of Barcelona. I think that Eric will have a two-race win gap by the end of round 8, meaning he would not have to race round 9 or round 10, and that's including the Imola sprint.
Well,
Yeah, that's my prediction. Yeah, so I think Eric will lock it up over these next couple of races, unless of course he DNFs or something terrible happens. And yeah, maybe he can take a race off.
yeah. To be fair, I do love these calendars for these short calendars. They are not for formality, but they do really make they make every mistake that you do weigh twice the amount because you don't have as much races to make up for it. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Ending at Suzuka, which is always nice to
Yeah,
see.
beautiful track.
Yeah.
I did a Suzuka race yesterday, and it was just an amazing circuit.
Yeah, I just got myself a full-time seat for the first time in a league. It's actually
Oh, nice.
the it's FGR's main partners, PRF1. So
Hmm.
go check them out, guys. There should be a link in the FGR league, because that's a spin-on for Formation Lap by Flexi there. Um, yeah, you can see he's completely spun there.
On
As
the hards as well. Let's look at the tires real quick. It is hards for Eric,
wow.
hards for Grimmy, so both McLarens not offsetting themselves.
Oh,
Robert Gillen, as usual, going for a weird strategy. There's also an Alpine spun round, so Flecky's not alone. And yeah, THC.
wow.
So Robert Gillen, both Haas's are on softs, so I think a two-stop is what they're looking at. Chud's on the mediums. He can still go medium hard here. Flecky on the hards, Cayenba on the mediums. We have both P7, P8. The fourth row of the grid is on hards. It's Paul Pitty in the Aston Martin. Also on softs, the ERS manager. The man
Yeah.
to manage ERS. He does it very well. Robbie, running at the top 10. He's on hards and Misfit on soft. So the soft runners should be able to cut through the field. And if I'm the hard runners, I'm not really holding them up too much. You just need to let them use their tires and then just get them back when they eventually get a puncture by lap 4.
Yeah.
So Mayhem also on the softs, as Ghost on the mediums, and then rounding out the bottom 5, it's Dion and Illuminati on the hards, Max on the mediums, Alec on the hards. He'll want to go long and try to gain some position. And it is THC at the back on the softs.
This field is insane. We've got all different tires. We've got, I think the majority is on hards, but that's interesting, man. Because if you're starting on hards, then does that mean you have to go? Yeah, because you could have done mediums to hards. So hards to mediums. That's an interesting strategy. I think for banking on a safety car coming out later in the race. If a safety car comes out earlier and the medium runners can go on to hards, the hard runners are screwed because then they can't come into the pit lane for mediums because their mediums would puncture by the end of the race. So the strategy here is absolutely insane.
And Roberts missed it again.
Yeah, but I mean the strategies are insane. We have people on softs, which is crazy. They're gonna degrade extremely fast. We have people on mediums, but then most of the front runners are on hards, and we have the two people, P1 and P2, on the hards. So the strategy and the tire bear is gonna be extremely interesting in this race. You do not want to miss a bit as we get started for FGR Tier 2 Round 6 Qatar Grand Prix. It's going to be a really interesting one ahead of us. 29 laps as we get underway. Grimmy with a good start once again. And Eric as well. They are absolutely shooting off into the distance. The two McLarens is free wide in the back between the Mercedes Williams and Alfa Romeo.
There's damage,
Chubbs,
damage to a Williams, damage to a Williams. I think Alec has damage.
As oh no, Alec with damage already on the start as Kayamba and Flex here going at aware from Resurrection, getting
Oh
past
wow.
Misfit as that's a safety car because
Ghost is out.
Ghost
Ghost
is
is out at the
already out.
VSC.
As of yeah, it's a
So
VSC, sorry.
the Alpine, it might have been the Alpine, not a Williams with damage. Alpine without a front wing, Robbie without a front wing, and if we look down the field, I believe that's it with the people that have damage. But this should help the VSC for them. Yeah, front left end plate's gone on Alec. I was right. So Williams with damage down the field. He's on the hards. He'll have to go to the mediums, and that will screw his race strategy.
Alex having a horrible, horrible weekend for sure. It's one to forget for him unless he can turn this around massively. But yeah, full front wing off for Max, damage for Alec. Maybe something happened between them two and Ghost, who is completely out. And then who else was with damage? Nova?
It was Robbie. Robbie without a front wing.
Robbie, I see. As the strategies from the game are hards to mediums or hard to medium soft, which is interesting. So
interesting.
Yeah, of those soft runners here, it's good. Misfits starting on the hards in the sprint now, and the full race starting on the softs, which is really interesting. Kayamba has gone past Chuds, as Steve and THC are battling it out, as Alex in the pit lane.
Safety! Oh, I was thinking safety car. Oh my god! Yeah, look at the battle for the lead though.
Oh,
Grimmy's coming close.
That's wow. Eric under a bit of pressure. What is this?
Finally, but Robert Gillen, I think he's going to have to make use of these tires. He'll need to do whatever he can to try and make use of these tires. He's going to need to use the ERS, try and get past. Really going for it down the inside. Here, no. Maybe into the hairpin. Robert just needs to be aggressive on throttle and just everywhere, really. You need to be able to use these tires to your advantage because they will lose their advantage very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Robert here.
Tighten the car.
For this to be a successful strategy for Robert, he actually has to get past the two
McLarens,
as that's two cars there, I think. Or just one of Alex.
I think it was just Alex. Alex in the gravel. Sorry for cutting you off. Go on.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I think here, Robert, to make the strategy work, he has to get past Grimmy and Eric to make use of the softs, because if he's getting held up by hard runners on the softs, his strategy's just completely screwed as he's trying to find an avenue on Grimmy. Eric has broken for 1 second to Grimmy. That's going to be a track limits warning for Grimmy as all down the inside of the final corner. You usually don't see a move through there. Robert using his ERS throughout that entire corner. Wow. But Grimmy's going to get slipstream though. He's not giving this one up. And can he get moved on going into turn one?
Oh, it's not gonna work. The grip on the Haas with the soft compound tires. Yeah. It's just going to be too much for the McLaren to deal with. And now Chuds arriving on the scene. What can he do?
Yeah, I think actually this is working out great for Eric because Grimmy is managing to hold up Robert and Chuds enough. By the time they catch up to Eric, which might not even happen, their tires are going to feel dead. Their tires are going to feel dead and Chuds down the inside, but he just can't out-traction Grimmy with a move down the inside like that. But yeah, for sure, Grimmy might even be feeling a little bit flustered now. He has to get back into the groove, back into a rhythm here. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard, especially when you are on the hard compound tires compared to people on mediums and softs. Misfit had a bit of a scrap with Werf, but he's finally gotten past using those softs to their potential. Chuds is so close here, just a 10th now. DRS is enabled, so I think, yeah, Chuds, this will be an easy move for him when we get to the back straight.
Yeah, and Robert already pulled on Grimmy, so Grimmy will not have DRS. It should be easy for Chuds. He messes up the entrance though, and this will hinder his lap. Do not use ERS, Chuds, at this point. It's not gonna, well, maybe it will. I don't know how long, with how long the straight is, it could do. But I don't think he will get close enough to go for the move here. You just need to nail that final corner. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we get a puncture later on. Interesting to see how the strategy plays out as we see Steve exiting the pit lane on hards ahead of Alex. So interesting strategy as Steve already in Misfit following along. It's good job from Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, and I've not realised, but Alec and Max boxed onto the softs as Steve and Alex. Oh, Steve just stays ahead. Oh,
Huh.
Steve
Maybe
nearly
they think to
spins.
stop.
Yeah, as Steve, massive backhand loss. Alex down the inside. Steve's gonna get the better traction, but Steve is slipping and sliding here. Stays ahead at the moment though. But yeah, Paul Resurrection, where Misfits, Flexi, Kayamba, Chuds, and Grimmy. You could say actually Grimmy is holding up everyone here. As there's a train from Grimmy all the way down to P11 of
Oh,
THC.
Chuds needs to really nail these corners. He's just going
As
a bit
oh
wide, and
no!
you see Kayamba gets through because Chuds just took too much curb on the entrance, and that just hindered his run. And you can see Robert's falling back from Eric.
Grimmy is driving way too slow for these medium runners, so much that Chud's got put off, and he's lost place to Kayamba. As Steve and Alex continue their battle in the back.
Can he get it done to the inside? He used all of his ERS to try and get this move done and dusted. He goes to the inside and gets the move done. So Kayamba lost the position again, but saved some ERS, going for the long game, and Flecky on the hards, trying to make use of this. If Flecky can get past, maybe he can fight with Grimmy, as you reacted to Chud to get the 3-second time penalty. But I think this is Flecky who's in the driver's seat now. Look how close he is to Grimmy, and with the same strategy on, this could be Flecky's chance at a podium.
Yeah, you're right, and now Eric's still pulling out a gap to Robert, so is that commentators cursing. That's like 4 commentators curses.
4th time today.
Wow.
11, and now Wraith is the one who could be on for a podium in the Williams. I could fly the flag of Nick Alemu, who's not here today.
Oh, that's amazing.
God.
That's amazing. But yeah, Werf, by the way, he's just hanging on to DRS, but same could be said for Misfit. His tires are going to be tight. Same could be said for Kayamba. So Kayamba, Misfit, and Werf just hanging on to DRS of each other. That can't be said for Kayamba though, because he's just lost DRS as Chuds is all over the back of Grimmy, trying to find an avenue.
This time he's nailed the final corner, and this will be an easy move even without the help of ERS. He needs to turn off and save some.
That's weird.
That's yellow flags. Yellow flags. I think he got it. Yeah, he got it. Chud's got it right before. So we commentators cursed him as well. We said Wraith might be on. I said Wraith might be on for the one on for a podium now, and now he's into the wall. You see the one tire and some debris. So we are. I don't know if I apologize or not. And yeah, rage quit there. Dion gets a drive-through penalty. That's huge. But Chud's a big move there, making the move on the main straight, and then a safety car comes out. So Robert should be in. What do you think? Hard compound tires? I think a set of mediums now, and then hope for another safety car and go into another set of mediums. Yeah,
so the medium runners can box, but that would mean committing to stop. And the soft runners should definitely box. Yeah, because
Robert, I assume, used...
Because of a sprint,
so I think...
That's a good point.
This is the set of softs that he would have gotten the sprint. So now I think go to the hards. Go to the hards now and see if you can make it at the end. If you can't, you go for the mediums as the final stint. So it looks like a soft hard medium if you're Robert Gillen. I think box is left for the hard compound tires if you are Robert. And I think the mediums should stay out.
Yeah, I feel like definitely soft runners should come in 100% no matter what you're thinking and who you are. But Chud's crucial move on Grimmy just got past him. And he's into P3 as when he was doing that overtake, you could see in the background where that's not the first time. In the sprint, he also had a backhand loss, hit the wall, but he had no damage. This time, though, backhand loss again, hits the wall.
Robert stays out. And it is Grimmy into the pit lane, and Chuds stays out. Kayamba is in. Misfit stays out. There's a THCM into the pit lane. Paul Pity into the pit lane. Flecky stays out. Mayhem is in. Luminati off the hards is in. And now we wait for what Alex will do. Alex, boxing. Steve stays out, and Dion with a drive-through penalty. Oh, I wonder what he can do, but he also got a 3-second. He goes and stays out. Alec, well behind, and we'll have to wait for them and what their decision is. But Eric stays out, and Robert Gillen, huge. But it's an Alfa Romeo second row lockout right now. I would hope, actually, Vice, maybe you can jump in on this. Oh my god, this is Ferrari going off track. He almost made contact with the Alfa Romeo, but either way, I think if Chuds, I hope Chuds and Misfit are in contact and know what they're doing, because if Misfit still has tires left, if he can still get some pace out of those tires and be able to be quicker than the medium runners, I would say Chuds let through Misfit so he can try and attack on Robert Gillen, unless those softs have fallen off. So then you leave. You need to be in conversation. I think they are I would hope.
Yeah.
I would hope they're talking. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe they swap positions. I don't think they will. I think Chuds is really showing that he's got the pace today.
This is so bizarre.
What are these
here.
strategies?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is super bizarre. People have boxed off of mediums and hards onto softs. I think everyone who was boxed is, and Mayhem's on mediums as well. These strategies are insane here. I think, you know what Grimmy's trying? I think Grimmy has gotten off of the hards, he's gonna go on to the softs, and then he's just gonna try and overtake everyone up to Eric. Try and overtake Eric, and then Grimmy will box again, maybe onto mediums later on, and then Eric will box onto mediums as well.
If he wanted to use a use set, I'm mostly 5 laps. I don't know if he'd want to do that. Might as well go for the mediums, but I don't know how long the softs will last. I think he's looking at the way Robert Gillen. I think this is actually perfect for Grimmy. This could actually work out for him because now he's got that's Misfit in.
Wow, that's a late call there.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a mistake. If you wanted to box, you're now losing too many positions. If you're Misfit, he's gonna go way down the pack. But maybe this could help, maybe this won't. Chud stays P3, Resurrection moves up, obviously, but going back to Grimmy, I think Grimmy now is going to be paying attention to Robert Gillen ahead. He's the only one who's still staying out on soft compound tires, so he'll know, hey, obviously there's a safety car, and I think you'll have to take that into account, so maybe only add 1 lap, but I believe around 5 laps of racing, so depending on it, maybe you add 1 lap, so it's 6 laps at this point, of actual tire wear that you would see for Robert Gillen's soft compound tires. So maybe you look at that and go, hey, how long can he take it? If he can take it maybe 12 laps, if I can take these tires 12 laps, I can box for a set of mediums towards the end, or maybe another set of softs. So who knows? This could be a masterclass strategy from Grimmy. Maybe getting Eric as well. I don't know if any of that made sense. Who knows? Either way, safety car should be in this lap. Robbie. Heading around the first sector, it is Eric in P1, still Robert Gillen P2 with Chud's P3. I think Chud's will be all over Robert Gillen, but Chud's with 3-second time penalty will be huge for the Alfa Romeo driver. And you see Misfit onto another set of softs. What are these strategies? It seems like the whole grid is committed to making Ferrari strategies, so we're trying to make sense of them here. As obviously Eric is doing the tire warming strat. Robert is not. He's got soft compound tires. I don't know if he wants to. Resurrection is not. We'll see. Maybe Resurrection and Flecky will be fighting for a podium here today. And Steve made a good amount of positions. The biggest gainer here so far is THC, and he's up 10 positions from the final spot on the grid. Beautiful job from him to be P10 on the new hards. So we'll see what he can do. Maybe he can go to the end. 21 laps it would be. Safety car should be in this lap. And it is. So Robert will need to get a good run here. I honestly don't think he will. So we will have to see how this goes. Vice, if you are talking, you are definitely muted. As Eric has gone, what will he do? Because he caught him way out. Eric gets a 3-second time penalty on the restart. That's huge. Now Robert trying to stay close. Robert's going to use his EMS, trying to gain on Eric, and I don't think it's going to work as Chud is staying P3, Resurrection P4. It is Grimmy down the inside to P6. Steve losing out. Grimmy losing out. They made contact. I think they go a bit wide. There's a Red Bull going wide. Dion, I don't know what's happened. What's happening? Grimmy trying to go down the inside. He's tried it. He's not. He's going to force him out of the way. That could be a penalty coming his way, but look at this! Cayenne tried it to thread the needle. He's not going to be able to thread the needle. I believe Vice has returned. Vice, it's been an incredible restart, and Eric's got a 3-second time penalty. Robert Gillen, P2, Chud's still P3, trying to chase down Robert Gillen, who's falling away. The softs seem to have just absolutely died here, and that'll be good information for Grimmy to know, because now Grimmy trying to make the move, trying to get it done, really go to the inside now. He'll have to hang it round the outside, but he's got Steve still behind it. It's Grimmy with a switchback to the inside. Yellow flag's going out. That's for Dion, but it won't matter. Grimmy up into P5. As Grimmy still behind Resurrection. Chuds is falling away, and Robert Gillen not able to do anything now. Will we see him box? No, he stays out. He will stay out, so will we see maybe a soft hard from Robert Gillen? He'll have to try whatever he can as Mayhem is up into P9. now there's a glitch with the audio. Now you can hear it on my stream. You can hear how the audio is kind of just cutting out. Not for this one. Oh, it's fixed. Awesome. So, Grimmy up into P4, I missed it. Grimmy on the soft, he's past Resurrection, now trying to hunt down Chuds and Robert Gillen. Should be easy pickings for him. And he's going to try and do everything he can to catch up to Eric. Maybe if he can back Eric up, maybe he heard me call him Barrichello, and maybe if he can get ahead of Eric and then just back Eric into the pack, that will help him out. And this will make this race a lot more interesting. Please go and do that, Grimmy. Please get ahead of Eric and just back him into the pack. As we see Chud struggling with grip, he's trying to get on the traction early, and you can see Grimmy gaining so much. Cayamba as well, around the outside of the car, on his inside, that is Flecky, and Cayamba around the outside, a beautiful move, as he's trying to chase down Resurrection now. Grimmy going for the switchback again, he's done it again. What a move by Grimmy to be able to do it two times, in 2 successive laps. He goes around the outside, he'll have the move done and dusted, he goes a bit wide, trying to stay to the inside as Chuds, and he will be able to get the move now, and now Grimmy gonna try and chase down Robert at the front. Vice, have we fixed the problems with the audio? No? Yes? Maybe? Probably not? Who knows? Either way, Robert Gillen now getting chased down by Grimmy, and Grimmy gonna have to lose the slipstream behind. As well, he's trying at least, as Steve and Alex are fighting. They touch on the main straight, and that causes them to break. To the inside goes Max. Max is going to make it 3 wide. Max has made a double overtake on his teammate and the Ferrari. They're going side by side now. What can he do? I believe this is a beautiful move now to stay around the outside, and calm and collected stays Alex. He stays ahead of his teammate, and now they're going to try and work together. Hopefully? No, it doesn't look like they're working. Oh my god, Max goes a bit wide. Resurrection goes through. Paul Pity goes through. Well, I don't know what's happened there. As we see some close battles, Flecky on Resurrection, and now Grimmy trying to make the same movements to the switchback to the inside. Grimmy trying to get the move done. He has the grip. He's not going to be able to do anything. He doesn't have the space to be able to do it. Maybe another move. Is he going to do it? He goes for the switchback. He's going to get the grip. He has the traction. He has the slipstream now. He's used way too much ERS though. He needs to wait for the DRS zone and then use that to his advantage. To the inside, maybe. No, just not enough traction and grip to be able to get that to the inside. A little bit of dab of brake, and Eric has pulled well away at the front. 3-second time penalty though for him. And Robert, will he box? Yes, he will. Robert is into the pits, and Grimmy will take over P2 in this Grand Prix. Robert went 10 laps on those softs. So can Grimmy go for a VSC? VSC! That is huge. Oh. Do you need a... Oh, I got you, Vice. As we just try and fix this now. Hopefully this will mean as Robbie has a 5-second penalty for severe collision with STRL Steve. Vice, I assume you included your audio. Vice? Steve retired from session? Could be a safety car. It is a full safety car. Full core safety car is out. So Vice, are you here? I can indeed. What was happening there? I think if you're Eric, stay out, hope for another safety car, and go for the set of mediums. Or maybe go in now. Grimmy thinks so. Robert boxed after 10 laps. With the safety car now, I think Grimmy can take these tires to around lap 17, lap 18, box for a set of mediums, and then go again. And try and push to the end. Ericsson. They're double stacking at McLaren. Yeah, Misfit's gonna take the lead of the Grand Prix. So Alec also stays out. He's on the hards. So Eric on the mediums will come out P3. So Flecky as well. Oh, no, right. No, AlphaTauri about late pit box. So Grimmy boxed for a new set of mediums, and he's going to do the same thing as Eric, try and go to the end, and now Grimmy. He's made an extra stop, so he's basically just done an unnecessary stop, and he's just come out the same. Net P2 to Eric. That's the question. Robert, yeah. So Robert on the new hards. He's done a good job. The undercut actually has worked for him. Into P5 and still P3, and now he's on the right strategy. Cayenne Bell also bucks Chuds for another set of soft compound tires, trying to go to the end on those softs. Knowing him, he might be able to have the gap behind, or maybe he can take those tires to the end. Who knows? We'll see. I'm interested to see. I hope we can see a puncture here. It makes for some great entertainment. Yeah, I think on for a podium here. First of all, Alec, we know, kind of the tire whisperer of this tier so far this season. He's been able to do it, and I think maybe he can get it done. It'd be a very tough stint to the end, but he could maybe get some points out of it. Maybe another safety car comes out, he boxes. So who knows? But Misfit will lead on older soft compound tires, Chuds on the softs, Resurrection on the softs, Lazy Illuminati also on the softs, Robbie on the softs, and Dion on very old hard compound tires, not boxing yet. Resurrection is in. I don't understand these strategies. I mean, I don't understand why he would box 2 laps in a row, so that can be that's the only thing that makes sense to me. So right on board with him. It is not front wing damage. He has to take a 5-second penalty. So he's going on to the mediums. I don't know. I think taking it, just getting rid of it, is a move nonetheless. I think he'll come out last. But either way, he'll have that penalty removed, and maybe he should have waited for later on. Maybe if he thought it wasn't going to get removed? I don't really know. Either way, Resurrection, coming up P17. Misfit leads, and he has the rear gunner of Alec on the hards to help him out. I think Eric will be able to get something done nicely. We see Alec doing the tire warming strat, and then Eric is, well, not able to do it as much, being in P3, but he should be still doing it. Oof. Yeah, I don't really understand the move there. Oh, he goes wide! What a save there! The Haas gets stuck in. Chuds gets forced off. Cayenba's around the outside. Cayenba's getting forced off. I think Cayemba can get that removed. Oh my god, Chuds has sent it down the inside. There's so many cars off track! It is mayhem. I think Misfit might be holding him up a bit. This is beautiful. Keep doing it. I want to see Eric having to make some moves with... Oh my god, he goes down the inside. Absolute send. Misfit will be saying he got forced off there. I don't think that he can really... it's a tough one. Grimmy's going to go down the inside. This is the first time I've ever seen Barrichello overtake Schumacher as Misfit down the inside into turn 1. What a move. And it's Hakkinen on Schumacher. I think Misfit... And Grimmy's gotten Eric. And missed. Oh my god, Eric went on the outside. What a move from Barrichello to be able to get that move. Insane scenes here as Misfit already 1.2 seconds back. Can Grimmy hold up Eric? I mean, I keep saying it, but this is Barrichello versus Schumacher, and thankfully, Grimmy is putting up a nice fight. Oh my god, Vice. It is not going well for you today. Vice, we're getting him back in. Grimmy, now, what can he do? Is the yellow flags? Oh, they had to back out, and I think Eric, wanting to get past now, and try and force his way through. Will Eric dive to the inside? Well, Eric's going to try and line up a move now onto the main straight. He's going to get to the final corner. Misfit's already dropped 2 seconds. He's going to try and stay out for a safety car, it looks like. And Eric looks to me like he's going to get an easy move. But Grimmy, if he's moved again. Grimmy, that's weaving. Grimmy, you can't do that. Grimmy's weaving here on the main straight. So that could, if Eric submitted and they ruled it the right way, that would be weaving from Grimmy. He moved once to the right to defend, back to the racing line, and then moved again to defend, and then moved back to the racing line. That is weaving. And should be a penalty to Grimmy if Eric were to submit. So we'll see. Maybe this is heavy battling between the two teammates, and Grimmy finally putting up a fight. He knows that if Eric gets past at any point, it's over. Cayenne also close as to Misfit, and Flecky close to Alec as well. There are many close battles through the field as 4 tenths back is Paul and Flecky. You could see 1.5 tenths. It's just very close battles. We obviously, as you said, stay with the lead. Oh, Grimmy had a huge moment heading into the final corner. Will Grimmy back off? Yeah, Grimmy wants the DRS. Grimmy's playing DRS games here. And Grimmy will have the DRS now. This is amazing. Misfit's boxed. Grimmy, you need to say DRS. So lift and coast. Grimmy needs to lift and coast into the first corner. Grimmy needs to start saving ERS. Is he going to lift and coast? He will not. So Grimmy needs to start saving ERS. Because at this point, Eric is doing a beautiful job at it. And he knows that Grimmy just wants to be battling with him at the front. And the more they battle, the more this helps Cayenne stay in this. And Robert Gillen also has fallen way back. He's actually boxed for mediums at some point. I don't know when that happened, but I guess just look how far the field spread is after that restart. Crazy restart. I mean, crucially on the dash, it says for Grimmy to box this lap. So I don't know why that would be a strategy. I wonder, I think they can take these tires to the end, but... Yeah, yeah, I think. Oh, whoa, Cayenne almost lost it. You almost commentator cursed him right there. Cayenne with a big save through there. This is a beautiful shot as well. I mean, I'm loving these camera shots here as we see yellow flags out. It's the Red Bull of Mayhem. Mayhem's been lapped. He's retiring in the pits. Oh my god, Robert. He just sent it into the fast corners. I think Chud just let him through. I cannot believe that Robert just sent that. Oh, okay. Chud's misses the apex, but what? Go on. Lots of yellow flags. As that's oh, that's Mayhem's AI.